Welcome back, or thank you for coming. I am Gift Talk, and today we're actually going to be talking about something different. Normally I do video game related stuff, but I decided to delve into a bit of a collection that I don't show off. I know most people know it's there when you look at my room tours, but they don't actually see these particular items. So I figured, why not? Let's get into it. And that is my oversized books and just a bunch of nerdy magazines, coloring books, and other stuff that I have collected over the years. So let's get started. First thing actually at the top is a full Simpson cast cartoon poster. I haven't had time to put it up. But I do like The Simpsons. I enjoy them. I think the later years were actually rather funnier than the first few years, but you got to take the good with the bad. And I know my buddy Hex is always a huge fan of The Simpsons. He actually got me into it. So I forget where I picked that up. I think I picked that up at like a thrift store for like 10 cents. So. Then I actually have this. It is the Alien Vault. Now this is book, I think I paid like 38 cents for it, but it comes with like blueprints and posters and art. And it just talks about the making of the Alien movies. Just really cool stuff. I haven't really been able to go through too much of it. It gives the layout of the ship. It definitely has a lot of cool things. This is the blueprints or the screen by screen for the chest popper scene. A lot of other things. I did see one of the original posters that was never released, and just a lot of other things. So this is really cool. Being a huge Aliens fan, I had to grab this. Figured, why not? 38 cents, I can't beat it. So. Here I have a special, I think it's a storybook of dinosaurs, the endangered species. Has Robbie right on the front. This was just kind of a funny book. I love the series. Really, really sad ending. If you haven't checked that out, please do. I won't spoil it for you, but really sad ending, and probably one of the funniest puppet shows that you can find. Next to these guys, of course, which is the Muppets Take Manhattan. This book was made in 1984. Always been one of my favorite cartoons, or not really cartoon, movies, shows. I love the Muppet Show, especially when it had Vincent Price on it and Robin Williams and all that. So really cool. I got another one called Batman Dark Secrets. This really kind of goes into the story of his origin and how he came up with the idea for the name Batman, his fear. But of course, if you have that one, you must have this one. This is the Batman Returns movie storybook. This thing is really, really cool. 1992 DC. Probably one of my favorite Batman movies. I love the Penguin. Danny DeVito did an amazing job. Michelle Pfeiffer did a great job being Catwoman. And, just a lot of good actors and actresses that actually started off in that. I also have one more Batman. It's the Adventures of Batman coloring book. This thing, very, very old. Actually, I got to figure out what time period this is. Yeah, I don't see anything that says. But anyway, still very cool, nice cover. I keep finding these things and I keep adding to my collection. I figured, why not? This one is the classics of the horror film. From the days of silent film to The Exorcist. So it really does cover a lot of time It has Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde, obviously, right here, the Dracula, um, Phantom of the Opera. Uh, on the back, it has Psycho, Wolfman. Um, Also has some Frankenstein and all that. So really good. I love old horror films. Well, they were simple. The mood setting and just like a small jump scare actually was sufficient enough. Nowadays, I think there's too much nudity, too much, you know, cussing, and honestly, just too much gore. They're not scary anymore. They're just trying to shock you to the point where you're disgusted. And I don't like that. You know, I don't find that. There are a few exceptions, but very few. So this one is a look and find, X-Men. You know, these were like Where's Waldo. I actually have quite a few of these. I got my son a Spider-Man one. He's a huge Spider-Man fan. So it was, you know, very cool. I loved this series of X-Men cartoons back when I was, you know, very young. It was one of those Saturday morning traditions. You watched it, you know, you enjoyed it. This one's actually really weird. It is a Terminator 2 Judgment Day kind of folder. This was something you had in school. I actually, I think I bought it for like 10 cents just because it was a 3-ring binder and something that you, again, if you had this one in school and your trapper keeper or whatever, you were very cool and you had a good taste in collecting and movies and all that. So it was just kind of fun. This is another look and find, Street Fighter 2. I could not believe when I saw this. This one was also a DAV. I just happened to be looking through the children's books. There was, being a huge Street Fighter fan, video game fan, of course I had to grab it. And it did have Street Fighter 2 is actually my favorite of all of them because it is the one that Cammy was introduced into. So for our anniversary, I think it's the second or third year, I can't remember. We went to the Omaha Zoo, and in that town around the Omaha Zoo, there was 2 or 3 bookstores. One, I just happened to be looking for something. At that point, I was, you know, looking for things related to Godzilla. Just started collecting Ninja Turtles, and this one popped up, and it's this Monster Madness. And of course, it has Godzilla on here. It also has King Kong, and other classics of the Silver Screen. It just has quite a bit. It has Phantom of the Opera, Dracula, Frankenstein, the Mummy, the Wolfman, Edward Scissorhands, the Thing from Another World, War of the Worlds, The Day the Earth Stood Still, The Day of the Triffids, Invasion of the Body Snatchers, The Blob, and It, the Terror of Outer Space. Again, I love monsters. You know, whether you started with Godzilla or you remember the claymation monsters and mythological creatures from the old Sword and Sandal movies like Jason the Argonauts, the Skeleton Men, the Children of the Hydra were probably one of my favorite ones in there. The Cyclops, the One-Eyed Tiger, all great monsters. And then you got Godzilla, Toho. They really know how to make a monster movie, and they've been proving it, you know, up until just recently when they did Godzilla -1. Probably one of my favorite movies of last year. Absolutely love it. I am debating which one is better, the 54 Godzilla, which is the original one, or, you know, -1. To me, they may be equal, but, you know, there's one scene in -1 that kind of puts it ahead of anything that the 54 did, and it's literally, you see the spikes and it's chasing a ship, and then his head just kind of pops up out of the water, and then he stands up and he shoots. You know, you get that shot of just Godzilla in all his glory, and it's an amazing shot. I was so happy when they won the Oscar. Really, really good. So cannot complain. Now this one, actually very glad to get this one when I did, because I actually got it on sale, and originally I think it was like $70. I only paid like 40 for it. But it's Guillermo del Toro's Cabinet of Oddities, or Curiosities, I'm sorry. It literally talks about his life, and he has his normal house, and then he has his thinking, filming, and coming up with script house. And it's literally filled to the brim with weird oddities, from life-size statues from his old movies to the old Cabinet of Oddities that you would see on sideshow like carnivals. Come see an alien, alien baby, and it would be like a cow fetus or something like that. Or look, here's a shrunken head, and it would be something that they made. He has collected several of those. His collection of books, the fact that he kept every single toy that he ever had as a kid, it's just an amazing. And he has notebooks for each movie, and I forget which one, but one of his movies, he actually shut down production because one of the notebooks went missing, and he accidentally missed a place. He left it in a car or something, and it was really cool that he did that, because everything that was about that movie was in that notebook. Everything that he wanted to do, every shot he got. It was really cool that someone actually returned it to him, and he ended up getting that book back. So really cool. Now this one, I actually got from a friend. She knows I'm a huge Star Wars fan. So this is Star Wars Year by Year, the Visual Chronicles. Really an amazing book. I love this thing. It has real nice sleeve, and then just goes in. It shows like what the original look was for many of the characters. It also has some prints that were really, really cool. I got Han Solo on Endor. Not Endor. The worm in the asteroid field. And then I got this one, which is from the Clone Wars. So really, really cool. I thought I got one with like a signature, but I know some of these had like autographs, but I didn't get one. But I'm still happy with the pictures I got. I really should frame those, but if I framed everything I have for the collection, it would definitely be quite a bit. I'm trying to get these back in there. But yeah, it's just a beautiful book. It talks about the comics and the fan films, and just some of the artwork. Really, really nice artwork. Some of the stuff for the Christmas special, and some of the toys that came out, and yeah, just a lot about George Lucas, and it talks about some other movies that were influenced by Star Wars. So I am a huge Star Wars fan. I absolutely love it. And I started watching it when I was, I think, 89 or whatnot. And then my parents got me interested in the originals. Obviously, that was all that was out. But Return of the Jedi has always and still is my favorite of all the movies, and I consider it to be the best out of all of them. So I love that everybody rags on the Ewoks, but yet they were carnivorous people who were willing to eat Han, Luke, Chewie, and actually captured them. So just I'd love to see them get like either a horror story or like I know they did a couple of the movies, and I didn't mind them. They were funny, enjoyable, but I'd really like to see them get an update, maybe get a little more into their culture and whatnot. So, all right, so my last one is kind of an odd one. This one is For the Love of Ms. Brown 2018 tour. Now this is a This is I believe, a Scottish TV show. And the only way I can describe it is if you took Mrs. Doubtfire and you let Robin Williams do whatever he wants and have like his comedy skits. Come up with comedy skits, let him do whatever he wants, let him say pretty much anything he wants, and you have Mrs. Brown and Mrs. Brown's Boys. It is very funny. It's very enjoyable. Not for everybody. There's definitely quite a bit of raunchy humor, definitely some cussing, and it's not something you can watch with your 4-year-old or your 1-year-old, but it is probably one of our favorite shows. We love it. It's so good. So that is it. If you guys like this, I do actually have a small shelf that has like my small books. Some of them were like McDonald's with records, and other ones were just random books that were made for kids, but they're actually really old cartoons and shows and all that. So it's pretty cool. I might actually do that right after this one, but we'll see. I guess if you want to, please hit that like button if you want to see more content of this and reviewing the games and quite a few other things that I'm going to be trying to put out. Unfortunately, if you missed my last episode, the Double Down game challenge is done. Unfortunately, I don't have the time or the funds to finish that out. I may do like a recap at the end of the year of what I do get from this point onward, but we'll see. Well, that's it, guys. Hopefully you have a good day. Keep on hunting. Keep on doing nerdy things. And you know what? Be you guys. I know you're going to be. It's a lot of fun. It's really enjoyable. And it's always great to see other people's nerdy things. So I'll talk to you later. Bye.